Namaste, Guru Sharanam, and welcome to the next chair yoga session for our lockdown period. So for today, we're going to be focusing here on the quads, on the abdominal area, loosening up the back. This sequence is very, very good for people who suffer with severe lower back pain, women who are pregnant, any kind of disc herniation, people who've even broken their backs. This is a very, very good movement that's going to assist with loosening up the legs, opening up the hips, and then we're also going to be doing a little bit of shoulder work as well to help open up the shoulders. Now, just a reminder when it comes to any kind of yoga practice is you don't want to hurt yourself. So if you do feel that the posture is too intense, rather release it or take it to a lesser degree, a lesser severity, and give your body an opportunity to stretch, especially if you're new in this technique. So let's get started. So before we begin, come sit on sort of the edge of the chair. Keep your knees as close to 90 degrees as you can. Keep your feet approximately hip-width apart and keep your feet flat on the ground. Now, posture upright. Draw your shoulders back and relax. Draw the navel in just slightly. Keep your chin almost parallel to the ground. Look straight ahead, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out the mouth. And in and out. Breathe in one more time. And then breathe out. Let's relax. So throughout this whole process, just sitting up straight is enough to assist with strengthening the core, especially if you suffer with a disc herniation, a slip disc, depends on whether the disc is slipped forward or slipped back. We're wanting to strengthen the abdominal area as much as possible to support your spinal structure. So during the next 10, maybe 15 minutes that we're going to be together, focus on keeping your posture as upright as possible. Now we're going to start with our feet. Come up onto your toes and then lift your toes. So heels up and then toes up. Heels up and toes up. Heels up and toes up. One more time, heels up and toes up. And relax. Now, tap your toes on the right foot. This is a really, really cool movement. You'll feel this muscle here starting to work. Tap, 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 tap. And you'll feel after a while it will slow down. Try not to let it slow down. Just keep it going. Go, go, go. You can do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and one other side. Tap, 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 tap. Keep your posture upright. Keep going. Try not to slow down. Okay. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Okay. All right. Now let's move on to the stretch. So extend your right leg in front of you, keeping your heel on the ground. Flex the foot. Now you want to try and imagine you draw your toes back toward you. Keep this thigh nice and strong. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Swap sides. Left leg out. Keep your thigh strong. Heel on the ground. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Now we're going to do some ankle rotation. So lift the right leg just a bit. You can straighten that knee if you're strong enough. And let's rotate the ankle. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is not an ankle rotation. Okay? This is an ankle rotation. Try and keep your knee as still as you can. Now let's roll the other way. There we go. Well done. Let's move on to the other side. Doesn't matter which direction you're rolling in, as long as you're rolling in both directions. Keep your posture up. Now, grab a strap or a scarf or a belt, whichever it is that you feel comfortable with, it's perfectly fine. I like to use a strap because it's got no stretch. Sometimes with the scarf it can stretch a little bit, which will give us a little bit more play, a little bit more leeway, but you know, nobody knows your body as well as you do. So go with whatever it is that you feel most comfortable. So find sort of the center of the strap, wrap it around your right foot. Again, keep your posture upright, keep your left foot flat on the ground, keeping that knee at about a 90-degree angle. With your right leg, tighten this thigh, and we're going to lift. Keep that thigh strong. Draw your toes back towards you. Now here, often we're wanting to flare out the elbows. Tuck your elbows in and pull. Keep your posture upright, core strong. Breathe. Tuck your elbows in, keep your left thigh nice and tight, and pull. Breathe. And breathe in, and out. Releasing breath, breathe in, and out, release. Okay, nice. The knees. Alright. Now we're going to move into a little bit of hip stuff. So by now, you should feel a really nice stretch in this area here. Your quads should be a little bit warmer than normal. Now we're going to move into our figure 4 shape. So starting with your right leg, bring your right foot on top of your left knee. Keeping your posture upright. Okay, try and bring this right knee down as low as you can. And we're just going to gently bounce the knee down. Hold it. If you really feel that you're strong and flexible, really push that knee down as far as you can. Feel quite a nice stretch on your IT, and also opening up your inner thigh, working the core as well. Now we're going to take the movement a little bit deeper. If you can, bring your right arm underneath your leg, left arm under, almost like a forklift position, and draw the leg up towards you. Now, it's very easy to lose your posture and to sit back on the chair in order to lift your leg up as high as you can. That is of absolutely zero benefit. So, keep your posture upright and only lift your leg to the point where you can feel the stretch. If your knees are tight, you're probably going to feel this a little bit on the inner knee as well, but definitely here, your IT area. Okay? Once you're quite comfortable with holding the leg up, we're going to swing open. This is called Rockabye Baby. If this position is a little bit uncomfortable for you, you can also hold onto your leg like this, and then swing that hip open. Now stop the motion, kiss your toe. Foot on your forehead and release. Now people often laugh at me when I do that, and I really like that whole concept of being able to see your progress. So if this is the first time you're doing this and you can't reach your toe, it's perfectly fine. Use it as a measuring gauge. So as you practice and as you become looser and looser, every so often try and see if you can kiss the toe. And from there, you'll be able to see your progress. Moving on to the other side, so left leg on top, let's bounce. If you want to stretch it further, you can really push it down. Give it a good stretch if you're comfortable with that. That is completely up to you. Taking it to the next stage, let's lift up and forklift. Okay, if you prefer prefer to hold onto your leg like this, that's fine. Be very aware of your posture. Keep your posture as upright as you can manage, and swing. Stop the motion, kiss your toe, put on your forehead, and then release. Okay, now for the next section, I'm going to move on to the ball. So this here, if you don't have one of these balls, you can do it on your bed. It's also fine, but also once again, try not to do it on the bed if it's too high. You want to try to get your knees as close to 90 degrees as possible. Make sure your feet are comfortably flat on the ground. Again, keep your posture upright. So here, we've worked a little bit on the hips, loosened up the lower back a bit. Now we're going to be working specifically on the shoulders. Opening up your chest, stretching out this area here as well. That can cause a lot of strain in the neck and a lot of headaches. So let's try and release that. So when working with a strap or a belt or a scarf, in this kind of position, I'm going to demonstrate first before we practice it together. The idea here is to hold it as wide as you can manage, okay? Until we get to a point where you can feel a comfortable stretch. At this point, we don't know just yet, so let's discover and figure it out. So hold on nice and tight. We're going to roll the shoulders back, keeping your arms straight. Try your absolute best to not bend your arms, and then bring it forward. And as we warm up and as we get stronger, we can bring the hands closer and closer together until you find a point where you are quite comfortable. And in the most ideal situation, we want to be able to hold our hands approximately shoulder width apart and then roll back. I haven't got there yet. I don't know if I will get there, but let's practice and see how we go. So grab your belt or your scarf, whatever it is that you're using. Hold on nice and tight. Lock your elbows, keep your elbows straight. Posture upright, keep your core nice and strong, and let's go. Breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in, and out. 3, breathe in, and out. 4, breathe in, and out. One more, 5, breathe in, and out. So our next set, bring your hands slightly closer together. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just half a centimeter, even just 2 or 3 millimeters is enough. You will feel it. Hold nice and tight. Breathe in. And out. And breathe in. And out. Breathe in. And out. Let's do 2 more together. Breathe in. And out. And last one, breathe in. And out. Okay, now for our last stage, again, bring the hands a little bit closer together. We're going to focus now just on the stretch. So, hold it up straight. As you breathe in, roll back until you can feel that maximum stretch. And hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Let's bring it back. Breathe in. Hold it up to your maximum stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it over. Let's do one more like that. Breathe in. Maximum stretch. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. And last one, breathe in, come up, hold maximum stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Nice. Release. Roll your shoulders back. toy that you can play with. Sit in front of the TV, you can bounce just like this. If you're working from home, you can use this as your chair instead of using a normal chair. And slowly over time, it will help to strengthen your core area. And just this movement alone is very good for helping to loosen up your back, especially pregnant ladies, disc herniation, all those issues that I've mentioned earlier, back issues. We just want to slowly over time loosen all those muscles, get that blood flow going so that your back can feel a lot better. What you can also do, you can rock side to side. This is pretty cool because it's also working your butt, working the hips, working the legs. So if you've got one of these, use them. And let's relax. Okay, now we're just going to finish off with a bit of a neck stretch. So keeping the posture upright, tuck the chin down against your chest, holding your Jalandhar Bandha, your chin lock. Take a deep breath in and out, and let's release. Breathe in and out. Release your chin lock, relax your shoulders, close your eyes. Last breath. Breathe in and out. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining.